To make a magical sigil, you first write down your desire or spell. You then remove all vowels and all repeating consonant letters. You then rearrange the remaining letters into an easily remembered symbol. This symbol, or sigil, contains the original spell. Sigils are often found in company logos. Every time you watch television, visit the supermarket, or walk the street, your subconscious is bombarded with sigils. In fact, you are living in one giant sigil. Symbols are used by Masonic lodges, witch covens, Satanists and alchemists to directly access parts of the brain which respond to strong shapes and colours. Just as the saying goes, a picture paints 1,000 words, so magical symbols can be used to convey a multi-layered message or command. The use of symbols to convey the desire or will of the magician is generally referred to as sigil magic.
Hello, this is Jenny in the Sanctuary on Esoteric Online. This week I've got Steve Mitchell with me, who's becoming a bit of a regular feature on the show, and today he's going to talk to us about earth energies and ley lines. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Jenny.
If you could perhaps start by telling us a little bit about the history of ley lines, because although obviously they're ancient in origin, they were only really rediscovered at the beginning of the 20th century, weren't they?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, all this rediscovering things. It's a bit like Columbo kind of finding America, isn't it? You know, people have been there before, people have been there a long time. I think the issue with all this kind of esoteric, if you like, or occult as it's labelled, which just means hidden, knowledge is that it is literally hidden. People kind of either hide it or it gets hidden for a number of reasons, whether it's religious, whether it's spiritual, whether it's persecution. So the knowledge of ley lines has been there since ever, forever.
The dawn
Absolutely,
of time.
the dawn of time, and I'll explain why in a minute. 1921, I think, is where you're roughly referring to Alfred Watkins. He wrote a book called The Old Straight Track. He noticed that certain important landmarks seem to be in a straight line, hence the Old Straight Track.
Now, when you're talking about landmarks, you're talking about prehistoric sites, aren't you?
Absolutely, and kind of not as well, because then there's another key in. Prehistoric sites in terms of stone circles, burial mounds, cairns and so forth. Added on top of that, churches, crossroads, tracks,
hills,
roads,
high ground.
hills, high grounds.
The list goes on and on.
The list goes on and on, really, yeah, absolutely. It all really ties into this kind of weird word, ley and lay. Do you know what ley means?
Well, in my extensive research that I carried out, it's something to do with a bit of cleared land, isn't it, in a straight line?
A bit of cleared land, yeah, that's one of the keys. It also ties in etymologically to the word bright or light or bonfire, bell, lay.
Right, so it's got the fire
loads
connections as
loads
well.
of hidden things. And that's kind of one of the keys that a lot of people started off with, I suppose. I think you've kind of come across your own fortune, haven't you?
That's right, yeah. In the Goatfoot God, I think she was one of the first to put forward the more mystical side of the ley line, and the fact that there could be a power or an energy attached to it.
Yeah, that's the kind of key, and the key to the lights, he felt, tied into the whole kind of idea of surveying the roads, surveying the countryside, that you could put fires up on the top of hills, and that would give you a point to reference to. Fire between two hills, big bonfire, if you like, fire in clearings, all that kind of things. The earth energies, for want of a better word, the whole kind of earth, the idea that these energies follow these lines, like you say, came a little bit later, in a way, and yet probably also came a lot earlier.
Yeah, I mean, 1935, I think it was, Arthur Lawton started dowsing, or coming up with the idea that you could dowse the lines as well.
Yeah, dowsing again, it's a little bit of a mystery, isn't it? What is dowsing? What's it all about? You know, what are you contacting when you're dowsing?
That's a whole of an interview again, isn't it, I think?
Well,
What am I supposed to do? Go to where people are. You won't have to look very long. It's all right to be afraid, David, because this part won't be like a comic book. Real life doesn't fit into little boxes that were drawn for it.